This is Lesson 1, The Circumstances of Team Leadership in Christian Ministry. The learning objective for Lesson 1 is to examine the circumstances of team leadership in Christian ministry. The church has many problems. However, there are also many opportunities. You must realize that the church is an organism, not simply an organization, and it can be mighty. The church must be an organism to grow, adapt and respond to society's needs. It must be an organism to grow and change and an organism to be effective. It is not a static organization nor a dormant organism, and we must learn to change and adapt as we grow. The church of today has not fared well in recent fiction. This is because the church today is being portrayed as uneducated, simplistic, and does not have much to offer. In the novel of today, the church is seen as nothing more than a place for people to go when they are bored and have nothing else to do in life. The fact that the church has been made to look bad in the eyes of many should not be used to justify the actions of a wrong person, but instead, as a warning that this is a dangerous path. It is time to start looking at the image of God in the church, as an outstanding institution. Some people in the church are involved in many social issues. These issues can be positive or negative depending on the person in the organization. Issues such as affirmative action, school integration, and equal job opportunities are just a few social issues that can be discussed and considered. Some would use the church as an excuse to engage in the war for world peace. The church should be a force for world peace, fighting for the betterment of the human race. However, many in the church would like to use the church to influence people to vote in their favor. This is not something the church should be involved in. The gospel of a cause is that it substitutes itself for the gospel of the cross. Human rights on earth are not to be equated with a heavenly citizenship. Many gospels are clamoring to be heard in the darkness. The problems of society are often the same ones we see in people, and the Bible is not the only source that tells us about these problems. Many factors are often not discussed or are not even acknowledged in our society. But they are still a part of our society. The issue of a cause is that it offers itself as a substitute for the gospel of the cross. But the good news is that Jesus can bring life to our hopelessness. He is the one who will bring us into our heavenly citizenship. The good news of Jesus is that he brings peace to the human heart. He is the one who will bring world peace. Nonetheless, let us talk about the polarization of the philosophy of ministry. The 20th century saw a rise in conservative Christianity, leading to some beliefs and behaviors that have divided evangelicalism. Evangelicals are divided over the extent of separation of church and state, arguments over prophecy, and systems of biblical interpretation. As a result, there are many different approaches to the church ministry and what forms it should take. Also, evangelicalism is divided into many different sects and denominations. Some of these have been at odds with each other over the doctrine of inerrancy. One of the most significant divides in evangelicalism is over size. Some more conservative denominations focus on the megachurch and have a more fundamental outlook on the church's role. Local churches are diverse, so many different types of churches exist. Some churches stress the importance of small groups, discipleship training, and a heavy emphasis on sharing, while others focus differently. Now we have come to the end of Lesson 1. Lesson 2 is next and it is titled, The Implication of the Word Church.